Do, 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 do. Looks good. Feels good, so hopefully everything sounds good. Yep. We'll be checking that out in a second. Do, 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 do. All right. How's this sound? All right, pretty good. Good to go. What's up, Sean? 9 Pro Bowlers. Yeah, Lions had quite a few snubs on the Pro Bowl. What's up, Mike? It's weird that Kirby Joseph didn't make it, but the Lions had 7, and then 12 alternates. Good for 19 people. But it's like, huh. Wonder why Kirby Joseph didn't. He's literally the best safety in the league. Do you know how rare it is for a near 10 pick season to happen? That's pretty rare. And if he gets one more pick, he's got 10 picks. That's like defensive player of the year type shit. So that's probably one of the bigger snubs. I can't believe Gonzalez for the Patriots didn't get in either. Kenny, I don't think so. I think even Packers fans would begrudgingly admit that Kirby Joseph's a better safety. Let's hope there are 16 Pro Bowl alternates due to Super Bowl. Yeah, well, hopefully the Lions, yeah, exactly, aren't really playing in this. No game, but still live. Yeah, we went live. Yeah, it's part of the new schedule coming up. Yeah, Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl. Let's hope that none of our teams have Pro Bowlers. Bucks beat Saints. You think they'll win that big? That'd be pretty crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just very oh yeah, McKinney's really good, Kenny. I think he could win a defensive player of the year this year. I just think that Kirby Joseph's a better safety. That's all. That is all. And I think Kirby's significantly younger. So when a player is as good as someone is and they're still like young on their rookie contract, I find that player to be twice as good as compared to like a veteran like McKinney is, who's on what, like contract number 2? Potentially, yeah. Yeah, probably. Van Noy's been having a good year. I just am really annoyed that Gonzalez isn't a Pro Bowler. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine. He's having a better year technically than, other than interceptions, than Gilmore did when he won Defensive Player of the Year, but that's okay. I think Gonzo's far and away the best corner in the NFL, so it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? What? That one I don't understand either. Kirby Joseph and Christian Gonzalez. I know it comes across as a little like biased because those are my 2 teams I like to root for, and the Patriots and the Lions. But it's also like, could you give me a good reason as to why Christian Gonzalez wasn't a Pro Bowl selection? I mean, he's going to be the first team All-Pro. I hope everyone's aware of that. Like, Kirby Joseph will be the first team safety, and I think Brian Branch will be the other one. And I'm fairly certain that Christian Gonzalez will be first team All-Pro, with Pat Surtain as the other corner. You know what I mean? Because it's like, huh. And again, nothing against Marlon Humphrey or Cam Ward or Ward. But why the hell were they put over the Pro Bowl over fucking Christian Gonzalez? Those 2 guys aren't better than Gonzo. They're very good corners. Very, very good. Probably second pro all-teamers. But like, people don't throw at Gonzalez. They just don't do that now. He's literally become a shut like an island corner by himself as a second-year corner. It's just like I don't think people understand how crazy good he's become. Yeah. Marlon, I don't know why he's there over. And again, it's nothing against him or Ward. They're both having pretty good seasons. Gonzalez is just a better corner than both of them, and he's probably better than Pat Surtain as well. But Pat Surtain is also having a Defensive Player of the Year-esque season. And that's one of the awards I think I want to talk about because do you know there's only been 5 defensive backs that have won Defensive Player of the Year? The obvious what's up, Daniel? The most recent one was, does everybody remember who the most recent one was? And the reason I brought up Gilmore and his statistics from the Defensive Player of the Year that he won in 2019, I believe, 2020. And it's super relevant because, again, Gonzalez plays better than that, except for the picks. He's having a better year than Gilmore did. Kirby Joseph has 9, maybe 10 interceptions if he can get his hands on another one. Xavier McKinney has 7 and is having an incredible year. I don't really think that there's a defensive end or linebacker that stands out with their sacks this year with this guy should win it. It reminds me a lot of 2019 when a defensive back won it because no one really stood out. It was kind of like, I guess you could say Myles Garrett, JJ Watt or TJ Watt. I mean, had Aiden Hutchinson not gotten hurt, the fact that he still has 8 sacks or some crazy fucking shit, and I think he's top 15 in pressure still somehow, which is absolutely insane to think about what kind of numbers he was about to put up this year. So when thinking about all that, it's there was the Defensive Player of the Year. He got hurt. TJ Watt missed a game or two, so that might mess him up. I don't really think Myles is going to win it this year. I think a defensive back's winning it, and I don't know if it's Kirby Joseph, Pat Surtain, or Xavier McKinney. I think it's one of those 3 guys. If I'm being complete, and if Kirby Joseph gets 10 picks as a safety, does he win that award? Is that just kind of how often do you see a defensive back get 10 picks? Do you even remember the last time you seen a DB get 10 picks? Because I don't know when that was. I looked it up earlier and I still don't remember because it never happens. NFL season leader record interceptions. Here we go. Let's look at this. Night Train. Here we go. 14 is the all-time lead. There used to be a lot that got 10. Jesus. Oh, wait, that's touchdowns. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong number. So it's a lot of 8, 7s, 8. Let's go to since 2000 and 2000. 0, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, I looked at the wrong side again. God damn it. All right, here we go. 2000. We had 9. Okay, wait. Since 2000, there's been 1 with 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. There have been over 10 interceptions. Trayvon Diggs was the last one to have it at 11. And then before that, it was Xavier Howard in 2020. Last year, there was people had 6. Deron Bland had 9 last year. Just to you know what I mean? So that it is a pretty rare thing that in 20 years or 23 years, it's happened 6 times. Lions Bills will be really good. Yeah. And there's certain guys like Ty Law did it twice, I believe. I found my favorite drink of all time. It's hard to drink to find it called Doc. Nice. Is it like an energy drink? Yeah, Ed Reed had 8. 9. No, I don't even. Ed Reed didn't even get 9 or 10. Isn't that crazy? That's how rare 10 picks is as a safety. Technically, You know what I mean? It's really hard to get 10 interceptions as a safety. Your job isn't typically picking the football off. So I don't know. I think that's it. Puts him in line. Pat Surtain's been locking everything down. And Howard's been having a very good year as well. So with all that in mind, like a Dr. Pepper and a Mr. Pibb. Okay. It seems as though I don't know who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but if there was ever a year for a defensive player that isn't a defensive end or linebacker to win it, it feels like this is a pretty good year for that to be the case. By the way, if you guys could drop some likes, help the stream out, that'd be cool. I'd appreciate you. Any other big-time Pro Bowl snubs? I think it's funny that the Lions punter made the Pro Bowl. Like, I know Jack Fox is very good, but it's like, I think he's punted 8 times this year. Them are some of the most... By the way, he is arguably probably the best punter in the NFL, or one of them anyway. Gonzo. Oh, Gonzo was the biggest snub. I don't think there was anyone bigger than Gonzalez or Kirby Joseph. One of those two guys is the biggest snubs. Probably Gonzalez. Kirby Joseph's kind of a shithead and a dirty player to the league, so I could see why maybe the players didn't want to vote him in. I don't think he's well liked by his coworkers. Well, but with Gonzo, I don't really understand that one. It's like, I thought everyone liked that guy. Because again, there are 3 factors to Pro Bowl voting. There's the fan vote, which I believe Kirby Joseph was one of the leading vote getters. If not the leading vote getter, one of them anyway. Buffalo, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago. Everyone Detroit played this year hates Kirby Joseph. Thanks, Laura. It's going to be tough. Yeah, but it's crazy. Brandon Schooler's a fucking Pro Bowler. It's like, God damn it. Yeah, Kirby's too good. He pisses everybody off, Mike. You know what good safeties do to people. They all hate him. Mike, remember what I've always said. Everybody wants the old NFL back, but nobody actually wants the old NFL back. Remember, Mike? My statement always remains true. And it never is. I'm never wrong. I bat 1,000 on that statement. And until somebody can prove me wrong, I know I'm right. Yeah, I know. They just go, fucking Schooler. He makes people fumble. Like, that's the logic. Yeah, everybody says they want the old NFL, and then somebody plays like it's the old NFL, and everybody shits their panties. It's a very common occurrence with NFL fans. Like, Kirby Joseph is a flashback player to like the 90s and mid 2000s. He plays like the old NFL. He does, for sure. And everybody hates it. Everybody hates the way him and Branch play because they play like it's 2000s. You know what's funny? People would hate Ed Reed, Ray Lewis today. Who else would they hate? Terrell Suggs. Like, beloved players. James Harrison would be hated. Yeah, Rodney Harrison was... Mike, to be fair, Rodney Harrison was hated when he was playing. But he would be very much more hated. Like all these people, like J.J. Watt would kind of not be very well liked. The beginning of J.J. Watt wouldn't be very well liked. Warren's, the whole 2000s Bucks defense, the whole 2000s Ravens defense, 2001 Raven defense. Like, all these like all-time great players would be so hated today because of the way they play. Like, if you go watch Ed Reed play, you know who very closely plays to him? If you could combine Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph into one safety, that's Ed Reed. And people fucking hate Detroit safeties. And it's like, so you guys would all hate Ed Reed, basically. Yeah, Rod Woodson would be hated. Kirby Joseph hits like him, or Brian Branch hits like him, and Kirby Joseph plays ball hawk like him. And and tries to hit fucking hard, and people hate it. They genuinely do not like it. It's like, ooh, you guys all are exposing yourselves. None of you want the old NFL back. You all love the new NFL. You love the pussy pillow NFL. Yeah, they want their players doing the big hits. Yeah, they don't want the old NFL back. Nobody does. That shit sucked. And like, I don't even want it back, and I don't care. I like the new NFL. I like that there's protections for players, so like my favorite player doesn't die 4 years in. Because it just activates for the players. What do you mean, Lore? I think you misspelled something there. A little off topic, Sean. Did you see my team might be getting Bregman? It's between me and the Blue Jays. If we can get Bregman, we had a good offseason. We're all good then. One other thing that's really weird. Minnesota Vikings fans. Something I've been noticing for the past few weeks. Yeah, I think flopping the shit that Josh Allen and them do needs to stop. Really like the fact that Baltimore has a finally homegrown wide receiver, Pro Bowler. Oh, Pro Bowler. Yeah, I got you. Oh, is Zay Flowers? Yeah. They made it? Oh, yeah. That gives me hope that one day we'll draft a wide receiver too, Sean. We can do it too one day. We fucked up again. Polk sucks and McConkey's a star. Son of a bitch. Yeah, if your team wants to draft a wide receiver, just draft one after the Patriots. He's going to be a megastar. Like 100% chance that it develops like that for you, by the way. But the Minnesota Vikings fans, do you know that they're acting like this isn't that good of a season for them? Like genuinely, I like Labor Torres to the Tigers. I think that's a good pickup. It gives us a second baseman. It lets Colt Keith play first, moves Torque over to DH. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with Torque. Makes me think we're going to trade Torkelson, though. Hope Detroit gets Bregman or Santander. Also think they should bring back Max or Verlander. If they're cheap enough. It really makes me want to watch Polk's college snaps because the little I saw. Yeah, I don't get it either, Mike. I don't get why we did that. We shit our pants with receivers. But like Minnesota fans are genuinely saying shit like, dude, this isn't even that good of a year for us. This is a rebuilding year, and we're this good. Imagine when we're done rebuilding. It's like you're not rebuilding. Hey, newsflash: when you go 14-2, the rebuild isn't happening. Your team's good. You're competitive. Newsflash: you were a quarterback short from being a competitive football team. You don't get to use the rebuilding my team moniker when you've won 14 games. This is the second best season in franchise history. If the Vikings win against the Lions, they are 15-2. That is the greatest season in their franchise history. They can't claim this is some rebuilding horseshit because they're not going to go 16-1 next year, 15-2, 14-3 again. Like what do they think? Like Mike makes a good point. They don't go up from here. Like and like their fans, I think, are completely misunderstanding and misinterpreting how good their team is, like where they're at, and the scale of like what's happening with their team. Like, and it's so obnoxious. They're acting like they're underdogs. They're like a 3-point underdog. That means that the Lions got the home advantage, and that's it. They're like, everybody doubts us. It's like 50-50. Like from what I can tell, it's kind of like people are leaning 55, maybe 56 Detroit, and then like 45-44 for the Vikings. But they have this weird mindset that because they have Sam Darnold at quarterback, it's not a real season. But it's like, I don't think that the team thinks that. I think you guys are boldly missing the point of what your season is. Like, you're not an underdog. I'm sorry to tell you. You got a 14-win season. You have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison as your wide receivers. Have you kind of picked up what's happening here? You have TJ Hawkinson, like a top 5 to top 10 tight end. You have 2 of the best receivers in football as your 1 and 2. Most teams would have Jordan Addison as their number 1 receiver. Your slot receiver is as good as most teams' number 2s. That number 83, that's normally what a number 2 receiver looks like. You're so stacked and cracked on receivers in Minnesota, you don't even realize it. It's like and then you have Aaron Jones in the backfield. It's like, you're not rebuilding. Your team retooled in the offseason, and they're competitive. Nobody told the Minnesota Vikings they were supposed to win 6.5 games. That wasn't like how that team thought. Maybe, Kenny, they could, but it's just a weird annoyance with Vikings fans, with the way they've kind of tried to position the season. And another thing that's very obnoxious about that franchise, as sort of an outsider to this Vikings versus Lions back, because again, I like the Lions; they're one of my favorite teams. But again, I'm a Patriots fan first, right? Like, I'm wearing a Patriots hat. I have mostly Patriots gear. I have a giant Patriots flag right behind me, a Patriots symbol, 2 Patriots jerseys. The players who aren't even on the team, I still like them because they were Patriots. Like, I'll always like Mac Jones. Like, I'll always be a fan of his. I'll always like Stephon Gilmore, even though he plays for the Trader team. Yeah, I'll be streaming the Lions game, of course. But look, like, the back and forth between these 2 fan bases has been some of the funniest shit I think I've ever seen in my life. Because you'll see Lions fans talking shit, and one thing they don't do is claim to have a better franchise than another team, right? Because that would be awful fucking silly if the Detroit Lions were to come at you and be like, you guys have a dog shit franchise. You know what I mean? Like, so you guys have been good for 3 years. What are you talking about? And again, the Lions fans seem at least semi-self-aware of who they are, what their history is. They're a little cocky, but again, they're trying to figure out how to be good, how to behave as a good team. That's okay. That's something they have to learn. They've never been this good for this consistently long. Let them figure it out, right? That's fine. They're not that bad. They take losses very well. They're still chill. You know what I mean? Like, they know how to lose. They know how to win. They celebrate winning because, again, yeah, they haven't won before. What the fuck? Like, there's like 20-year-old fans that just saw their first ever division title, and they've been watching that team since they were 4. Let them be a little excited. It's fine. Minnesota Vikings fans, though, they look Lions fans dead in the face and tell them they have a dog shit franchise. They're always losing. They're a bunch of fucking losers as a franchise. They'll never be as good as Minnesota's franchise. The Vikings are a better team. And it's like, based on what? I'm pretty sure Detroit's actually had more famous players come through its fucking franchise than you losers ever have. We've had Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Randy Moss. Yeah, they've had Megatron and Barry Sanders. 2 of the games, you know what I mean? It's like, and they had Billy Sims. And they fucking had Matt Stafford. Like, I'm pretty sure Detroit wins that little game, that whatever the fuck that is. Let's be real serious here. Minnesota's never won a fucking thing in their lives either. Like, nothing. They've never won the Super Bowl. And they go at the Lions because they've never won anything. And it's like, what? And what have you won? An NFC championship like once? Is that really what we're bragging about here, Minnesota? That makes you such a better franchise than the Detroit Lions? Less like generational type players and 1 NFC championship title, maybe 2. Is that really it? And you had Randy Moss and Chris Carter on the same team and you didn't win the fucking Super Bowl? Really? At least Detroit never has like more than 1 good player at a time until right now. Like, at least they have a fucking excuse for why they've been so bad. Why haven't you guys ever won a Super Bowl? You have like the 4th or 5th best winning percentage in the Super Bowl era. Where's all the rings? Your Super Bowl, your winning percentage matches teams like the Patriots, 6 Super Bowls, the Cowboys, 6 Super Bowls, the 49ers, 6 Super Bowls, the Steelers, I believe 6 Super Bowls. Where's yours? Green Bay, 4 Super Bowls. Like you're up there. You're in that 6. You're in that top winning percentages. Where's your rings? Is that why you're better than Detroit? Because you've had like 10 better regular seasons wins wise? Cool. That's awesome. I mean, good for you. And it's very, very funny that none of your major men's sports teams have won a championship in 119 years. You guys never won nothing. At least the Lions can go back and go, well, we were a dynasty in the 50s. Like, they have a history. Like, technically, the Lions have a way better history than the Minnesota Vikings. At least the Lions can go, you know what? We have like 6 world championships, and we were the best team in the NFL at one point. I know that was a long time ago. What have you guys ever fucking won? Oh, yeah, nothing. Nobody in Minnesota besides the women's basketball team has ever won anything, actually. Cool. Sorry, I've just been very annoyed with the way Minnesota fans have been treating Detroit Lions fans when it's like, you guys are a worse franchise. Like, theoretically, all you guys have is 1 Super Bowl appearance on Detroit. Whoa, sorry. And if Detroit somehow wins one this year, you're a worse franchise than the Lions. No matter what you try to say, like, we got a Super Bowl. We got one. Like, we got our Super Bowl. Like, theoretically, Tampa Bay's a better team than most of the fucking NFL because they have 2 Super Bowls. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? Because that's the objective of the Super Bowl era, is to win the Super Bowl. And if you don't have a Super Bowl win, guess what? You're the same as the Lions. You're the same as the Arizona Cardinals, the Browns, the Bengals, the Bills. I think that's it. I think those are all the losers. I think everyone else has one. Well, the Jaguars, the Texans, the Panthers. So those guys kind of only popped up in the 90s. So that's, not too much on them guys. Not too much. The did the Titans win a Super Bowl? Or were they the 1 yard short game and they lost that shit? If the Twins have won a World Series, it was not in the last 109 to 19 years. And again, I don't really have a beef with Minnesota. But they kind of need a reality check about who their football team is to the rest of the league. Because the rest of the league watches those 2 idiots fight and go, what do they fight? Why not just fight about the current team? Neither of these 2 teams should be using their history against one another. Because it's the same history. No Super Bowls. So again, if they go player for player, I think the Lions win this. Like historical player for player. It's like, You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be real close. It'd be real fucking close. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of a very specific meme where it has like, hold on, I'll find the meme and show you. Because it's a silly meme. Let's see. Where is it at? Dun, 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 dun. Looks like the Lions are going with the All Blacks and the Vikings are going to go with white jerseys. And they're going to go white jerseys with purple helmet. Can't find what I'm looking for. Very unfortunate. Doesn't look like we're going to find it. Nope, that's okay. White jersey, white pants for the Vikings. Yeah, they're going with the whiteouts. Not bad looking. They're actually pretty sweet. I like them. Yeah, Minnesota made some all whites. But they're wearing a purple helmet still. Hey, we're up at 8 likes. Make sure you guys drop some likes. Help the stream out. We may even hit double digits here on the Hangout stream, which is pretty good. Pretty nice uniform matchup. Blackout versus whiteout. We're hoping the Lions win, hopefully. To be fair, though, it's not that bad if you got to go on the road if you're the loser of this game. Number one, that's probably going to get changed in the offseason. I see a growing momentum for the change finally. It seems like the NFL may consider changing it to just it still has the wild card teams that make it, and the division winners auto make it. But once like the 7 teams are established, your record indicates where you'd play. So like, say the Lions win, or the winner of Lions Vikings would be 1, the loser of Lions Vikings would be 2, Eagles would be 3, Rams would be 4, Packers would be 4, Rams would be 5, and so on and so forth. So that means 3 NFC North teams would get home games, which they all deserve because they have the 3 of the best records, along with the Eagles. And then it would be Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Steelers, Texans. So, you know what I mean? And that'd probably be a lot more fair. Say like the Steelers win, they go 11-6. The Texans win, they go 10-7. Then Texans wouldn't get a home game. However, they would still, be the 5 seed. The Rams wouldn't get a home playoff game. They'd have to go on the road. Tampa Bay would probably have to go on the road. But that would be a lot more fair than a near 500 team hosting a playoff game. You know what I mean? Compared to Detroit or Minnesota having to go on the road at 14-3. That should probably be changed. But again, I don't think you should penalize somebody for winning their division, so they still should get the auto berth, but they can be as far down as the 7 seed, which kind of protects the integrity of the playoff system too. Because I don't know why Detroit or Minnesota is going to be punished so harshly for losing this game. But again, they get to play both teams should win that game that they have coming for them. You know what I mean? Tampa Bay or Atlanta in their home stadium. Boy, that doesn't sound that difficult. Detroit probably wins against Tampa because of the revenge. You don't really see Tampa Bay winning a game like that twice. Man, I don't know about Minnesota, man. They play like shit in the playoffs. I don't know what happens to them. Hopefully they treat this like a playoff game. Because every game I've ever seen that team play with Kevin O'Connell in a game that matters, it doesn't go that good. May I remind you that Zimmer's the reason? Never mind. We all know, right? Not Zimmer, but we all know why Daniel Jones got that contract. Still probably one of the funniest shits I've ever seen. What were they, the 2 seed, the fucking Vikings? Maybe the 1 seed? Won the NFC North. Hosted the New York Giants. Fucking Danny Dimes came through and just fucking shit all over these dudes. Probably, that's pretty much how the Vikings usually play out in the playoffs, by the way. That's the kind of shit that happens to them. Historically, as a franchise, that's what happens to them. They make the playoffs and then immediately lose. And the fact that Sam Darnold's the quarterback is even funnier. Because it's like, oh, it's coming. What's coming? Oh, you'll see. He hasn't had one yet all year. Just wait. Gonna come at the worst fucking time, too. Let's hope Sam Darnold doesn't have the Darnold game. Let's hope he's over those. What do you mean the Darnold game? Oh, the 4 or 5 games a year where he shits all over himself. Be a damn shame if he had a week 18. He just this firing picks off left and right. That's what I mean, Mike. He's shown flashes, and he better not show them against in this game, because I don't know if he recovers from them. I didn't against Detroit or the Rams. That's for damn sure. I don't know if they want to. It's up to them. I don't really know what teams with nothing to do should do. Because you can only sit 6 players. So regardless, only so many guys are going to sit this week. So you can't sit the whole team. So if you want to sit a few players, like a running back or two, I don't know. A lot of guys like to play the last week because they have like odd incentives. Again, this is what we call the incentive week too, except for in the Lions-Vikings game. In any game that matters, incentives won't really be cared about. But like, if 2 teams are playing useless games, they're probably already talking about like, hey, help us get this, and we'll help your guy get that, and. Like with the Patriots. Yeah, I get for us because of draft stuff. But apparently we're going to play. May wants to play, so. Let's just hope he don't get hurt. Ruin the whole offseason. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if the Patriots want to, they can. I don't know. I personally think it's a whatever topic. I don't think any player wants to sit. So I don't know. I have a. I don't know. I don't like all the talk of sitting all the time. It's like, well, just sit everybody forfeit the game. Fuck it. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, if everybody just wants everybody to sit, we should just forfeit the game. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I think people should just play. I'll probably play 1 game on Saturday. I don't know. Baker? He's been playing good. What do you mean, where's Baker? Oh, Javon? I don't know. We just don't use him. And I'm not too certain as to why. Must just not be quite ready to go, I suppose. Not like there's a ton of better option, but you know. You gotta, Mike, the thing is, you just gotta give Mayo some credit. Or Van Pelt some credit. Then you know. Well, it's gonna be hard for him to make it to the Pro Bowl with Darnold, Goff, and Daniels. No, you're good, Mike. You're good. I know we suck. It's not even fun for us to talk about our team because it's just like, you guys fucking suck. Shut up. It's like, yeah, well, we have the #1 pick. Yeah, you guys are gonna draft fucking Ted McMillan #1 and ruin the whole thing. It's like, yeah, probably. Mike, you want to know what's even worse about that stat? Do you know that all of our wide receivers combined have less yards than Jamar Chase? That doesn't seem very fair. Like, if you put all of our wide receivers, not tight ends, together, we have less yards than Jamar Chase. It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. There's a breadth of how bad that actually is. By the way, if everyone hasn't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. We're 1 like away from double digits. That helps the stream out quite a bit. It gets more people in here. Helps the stream do a little bit better, which we could definitely always use here. Oh, Dobbs. Oh, you guys play this weekend. Yeah, we pretty much nailed that, Mike. We don't even have as many yards as one guy. And Jamar only got like 1,600 yards. We're sub. I think we're sub 1,500. Oh, with nobody in it. 2018 all over again. $2013. I don't know. I don't. Maybe those two are going to be good. I'm very under impressed with either of those two guys, but we'll see, I suppose. I'm not really impressed with a lot of the quarterbacks this year. It feels like a weak draft class, like overall. Nothing really stands or screams at you. Of course, it's the year we get the number 1 pick. Everybody sucks. It's just like, damn it. I don't really want to draft a corner with the first pick overall. That's retarded. Yeah, we only take Travis if we sign like 3 or 4 offensive linemen and have signed T. Higgins and probably maybe Chris Godwin too. If we do that, then yeah, I might as well take Travis. It is, Laura. That was a pretty bad event. Yeah, hopefully, Mike, we can rob somebody blind for that first pick. Somebody's going to get over desperate and try to trade us, and it's going to be very funny. First, maybe a second and a player. That'd be pretty good. I've seen someone say a first, a second, next year's second, and Brian Burns from the Giants, and I went, ooh, that's a really good trade. And it truly would be. That gives us a major need in Burns, a player we've been wanting on the Patriots for a long time. 2 extra high draft picks, and we go down a little bit, or a first and another like third or something if we don't get Burns. So 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third. And I think that's a fair trade. We'll do it for Deebo Samuel. A first, a second, an additional second. And then we could take a lineman at that pick. Just give us Deebo, please. He was supposed to be a Patriot anyway. I don't know how the fuck that didn't happen. Like, just considering like how multi-useful Deebo is, it's like, how the fuck did we not draft him? Like, genuinely, we love players like that in New England. Why didn't we take him? He wanted to be a Patriot too, and it's like, how? How did we miss that? Fucking stupid Belichick. That's what got his ass fired, is because he can't draft wide receivers. Everything else is fine. It's just, dude, the receiver thing is terrible. If I'm Robert Kraft, I'm literally firing them again because they couldn't draft another. It's like, you guys get one shot to draft a receiver per regime. If you don't bring me a good wide receiver, I'm firing everybody. I'm so sick of having bad wide receivers on this fucking team. Holy shit, can we just get one? Can you just pick a good one? Every time. They suck balls. And then like a fucking megastar goes right after our pick. Debo wanted to be drafted by the Patriots because we were his favorite team growing up. Just like we were AJ Browns. They both really, really, really wanted to be Patriots, just like DK Metcalf. All three of them guys really wanted to be Patriots and play with Brady for a year or two before he retired. But guess what our dumb motherfucking asses didn't do? Draft him. We'd still have Mac Jones if we had those three receivers. We'd be killing people with them three receivers and Mac Jones. Literally just slaughtering people with that fucking combination. We actually would have never got Mac Jones. We'd have drafted like Brock Purdy or some shit. The whole NFL landscape would be a lot different if we'd done that. There was a glitch that happened somewhere in the NFL matrix and we fucked up. Like, us not taking one of them receivers just completely gave Tampa Bay a Super Bowl. The Detroit Lions are one of the best teams in the league now. Everything went into a fucking dark hole because we didn't draft Debo, DK, nor AJ Brown. If we'd have taken one of them, everything would be okay. However, us doing that completely changed the course of football for forever. Like, the Lions look like they could become a dynasty. And that's hilarious. The Seahawks, a lot of teams tried to, well, no, actually everybody passed on Deebo Samuel, actually. Nobody was trying to draft him. I believe he was not drafted in the first round, correct? That's what makes it even worse. I think we drafted N'Keal Harry over him. And fucking him and AJ Brown. Ugh. Ugh. You know what's even worse? We could have drafted, I think, AJ and N'Keal or Debo in the same draft. We could have took Debo in round 1 and AJ in round 2. And we wanted both of them, and they both wanted to come. We could have had one of the greatest drafts in modern history with those two picks. Late round Debo, late first Debo, early or late second AJ, or trade up to go get him. I'm not wrong, by the way. Look it up. It was him or DK in the same draft. It's one of those two guys in the same draft. We could have got him. And then we could have got AJ in the other one, or DK in the other one. Makes me sick to my stomach. There was Super Bowl 7, 8, maybe even 9. We might have had three Super Bowl runs. Fucking Bill, we can't draft wide receivers. We just don't draft them. We just have no idea. We're just cursed, Mike. That's all. We're just cursed. We're fucked. We got the yips on drafting receivers for whatever reason. We're overthinking it. Nah, man, N'Keal Harry was fucking garbage. I think N'Keal Harry's a worse receiver than Polk and them are. At least Polk can fucking get open. I don't think N'Keal Harry ever once got open on a route, Mike. I don't think he ever once ran a good open route. And he couldn't catch the ball contested. Harry couldn't catch the ball. He never could catch it. And he couldn't get open. He was afraid of contact. Do you remember this shit? He was the least physical, like, big body possession receiver that we'd ever seen. It's insane. I don't even know what happened. He's fucking 9 foot tall and 300 pounds and terrified of getting hit. He failed as a tight end because he hates contact. It's like, what the fuck? Who are you afraid of, N'Keal Harry? That's why I don't think anybody should draft Tet out of Arizona State. We got to avoid that fucking bust. He has everyone's like, he's not N'Keal Harry, dude. Just because he's a slow receiver who is a contested catch merchant doesn't mean he's N'Keal Harry. It's like, that's literally N'Keal Harry. They have the same build. People are trying to gaslight me into pretending that isn't the same thing, and I'm not going to let them do it. I'm like, nope, that's the same thing. They said they even went to the same college. Fuck that. No, and Harry was like 6'6" and fucking 210 when we drafted him. He's a monster. Ted is not built like that. It's like, yeah, no, Ted doesn't have the same promise that N'Keal was supposed to have. Like, I don't know why N'Keal Harry became a bust. To be fair to N'Keal Harry and us drafting him, a bunch of teams were in on N'Keal Harry. Like, he was rated higher than all of those other receivers, by the way. He was very hyped up. He's just a bust. Like, N'Keal should have worked in the NFL with his skill set, to be fair. Like, Ted should work in the NFL with his skill set. If he's not afraid of contact, then he'll be fine. It's just like N'Keal was apparently afraid of getting hit at his monstrous 6'6" frame. Like Keenan Allen and all them, they're not exactly like get open machines. They just can catch the ball against people. And again, they're not afraid of getting hit. They're not really afraid of contact. So they work as possession receivers. Mike Evans is kind of like that. Now, there's always the possibility that Tet becomes like a Mike Evans type. Not much you can do to guard him. He's a pretty fucking tall guy. And he's got really good hands. Like, there is that possibility too, right? Like, there's two roads this kid goes down, and it really just depends on the physicality of the player. Because again, Mike Evans is a possession receiver. About 6'2", 6'3", so he's about the same size as Tet. Not the fastest receiver, but again, Mike Evans, you can't guard him. He's a fucking monster. That you will let Ted at tight end. He's just not. Yeah, Mike. The way you want him to turn out is like Mike Evans or like Keenan Allen. However, there is also the other side of that, which is N'Keal Harry. You know. Damn, everybody left the stream. I guess we weren't talking about their specific topic they wanted to talk about in their head. I wonder why other people just don't talk. I don't want Jalen Hurts anymore because he was injury prone. Yeah, it's just you and Mike, Laura. I think you guys are the only two left at this point. I don't know where everyone's gone. I've heard about a Chris Olave trade, but how much? Yeah, I don't know. There could be quite a few trades in the offseason of people like Garrett Wilson, Olave, Drake London. Because I don't think any of those guys like where they play. I don't think Drake London at all likes being a part of the Atlanta Falcons. Chris Olave probably fucking hates New Orleans. Garrett Wilson hates being a Jet. So those guys are all probably going to be traded. And it's very interesting to wonder where those kind of like super talented young wide receivers wind up. Look out for Drake London going to Detroit, by the way. Yeah, no, Olave. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go happen with him. It's not as. Yeah, I don't know. He's had a lot of head injuries. Um, yeah. But apparently Drake London is a big time Lions fan, so watch out for him eventually winding up in Detroit. Because of course, why not? Fuck it. Give Detroit more good players, sure. They deserve it, right? It's not like they have everybody fucking good anyway. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. Apparently him and his family are just giant Lions fans. And that's the only other place he'd want to play for, he said. It's like, yeah, nah, that's fine. Why not? Oh, everybody gets to the Lions, and that's fucking fair. Oh, the Jalen Hurd. Yeah, I remember him. He'd never worked in the NFL. This is getting pretty good. Not this. The NFC playoff race is pretty much done. Now it's just seeding battles that are happening. This is interesting, though. As I said, the Bengals are the most likely team to not make it. I don't know why everybody was hyping that up. Because now all the Dolphins have to do is beat the Jets, and that's the end of the Bengals. Or the Broncos got to beat the backup Chiefs. But the funniest outcome is, of course, the Broncos losing to the backup Chiefs and Carson Wentz. Because apparently the Chiefs are going to sit a number of players, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good idea. Mainly on the idea and on the grounds that we don't really know. Like, they haven't played. They're not going to play from like Christmas to like the middle of January. And I don't know if I like that. I think that's too little of time between everything. Yeah, it broke the Monday Night Football record. It was the most viewed Monday Night Football game, I think, of the year and maybe ever. What up, Jacob? How's it going? All right, let's go look at some news. I think we've talked about all this shit for a while. Yeah, Saturday's a big day. You guys just got to win that shit and everything's all... Well, I mean, you're already in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter that much for you guys. You know, in like theory anyway. Why the hell does this shit load up in Spanish? Stupid fucking broken website. Little C. Oh yeah, do you hear Aaron Rodgers might retire? I don't know. I mean, effectively, you're still in the playoffs, but yeah, I mean, it would be good for you guys to win the division anyway. Let's see. Just kind of go over the Pro Bowl now because we have like a thing here. I don't know why people are so confused as to why Garrett Wilson might want. Well, yeah, fucking the whole thing sucks. Why waste his career there? Not really a surprise to anyone with a brain. All right, so the AFC. I'll say who the starter is. The starter is Josh Allen for now. Yeah, Rodgers is mulling that this might be his last year in the NFL. He's not exactly sure yet. Yeah. Right now, I think he's leaning on retiring, it sounds like. Just kind of the vibe I'm getting. Alrighty. And then Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are your other two AFC Pro Bowl QBs. Not really a surprise there. Yeah, Garrett wants to get paid, doesn't want to deal with the Jets. Like, they're a bad team. Running backs, the starter is Derrick Henry. Joe Mixon and Jonathan Taylor are your other two backs. Not really much of a surprise there. Patrick Ricard is the fullback for the Ravens. Wide receivers, these are all not very a surprise at all. It's pretty much exactly who you thought was going to be here. Jamar Chase is the number one. Jerry Jeudy is the other number two. And then Nico Collins and Zay Flowers are the other receivers. Brock Bowers was the leading tight end. And then Travis Kelce. That's shocking that Bowers was voted the starter. I'm guessing that's because Kelce won. I'm guessing Bowers got more like total cumulative votes from like the players and like the league. And Kelce probably won the fan voting. Offensive tackle, left and right tackle will be Deion Dawkins and or Laramie Tunzel. Then Rashawn Slater was the other one. Guard, the starters will be Quentin Nelson and Joe Thuney. Not really a surprise. And then the other is Trey Smith, future New England Patriot Trey Smith. That would be pretty cool, though, is if we could steal Trey Smith from the Chiefs, like they stole Joe Thuney from us. Creed Humphrey from the Kansas City Chiefs and is the starter. Tyler Linderbaum is the other one. Time for the defense. The two defensive ends that are starting are going to be Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson, and Max Crosby is the other. Interior lineman, that's defensive tackle. Cameron Hayward and Chris Jones are the two starters. Then Nnamdi Metabuke from the Ravens. Your two outside linebackers will be Nick Bonito and TJ Watt alongside Khalil Mack. Pretty good. See, like what I mean? Most of this is really well put together this year. Roquan Smith and Zaire Franklin for inside / middle linebacker. Roquan starting. This is where one of the biggest snubs occur. Derek Stingley and Patrick Surtain II. Like, you can kind of understand Surtain being over Christian Gonzalez, but like Derek Stingley Jr., Marlon Humphrey, and Denzel Ward. Like, all those guys are playing them better than Christian Gonzalez? Really? Word? Like, you take Derek Stingley Jr. over Christian Gonzalez? I don't think you would. Marlon Humphrey? Not now. Denzel Ward? I thought he was hurt. He's had such a quiet year. I know, again, these are all very good corners, but the only one I would take, and again, I wouldn't even take Surtain over Gonzo because Gonzo's fucking in his second year. Yeah, Stingley's not playing good. I don't know how the fuck he got the vote over. These are three names over. Like, all these guys got name value over Gonzalez. That's the only reason they all got picked. Even Surtain. I think Gonzo's having a better year than him. Genuinely, one of the biggest snubs. Free safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick, makes sense. Strong safety will be Kyle Hamilton as a starter, and then Derwin James. Special teams, long snapper is Ross Matisick from the Jaguars. Logan Cook, the punter from the Jaguars. Place kicker Chris Boswell from the Steelers. He's had a great year. Marvin Mims from the Broncos. And the special teamer is the Patriots, Brendan Schooler. Hooray! Patriots have a Pro Bowler. All right, now we go to the NFC. Scroll. So the big AFC snub to me was Christian Gonzalez this year. I feel as though he probably should have been on the roster, especially over like Stingley or Denzel Ward or Marlon Humphrey. He's had a better year than all three of those guys. And arguably, he's had a better year than Surtain. I'm just not going to say much because I think Surtain could win Defensive Player of the Year. So it's like, nah, that's fine. He's the only one I won't argue about. But all those other people, fuck yeah, fuck that. All right, now the NFC. Jared Goff is the starting quarterback. Jaden Daniels and Sam Darnold. It feels like Baker Mayfield got snubbed in the quarterbacks here because again, Baker led what the 5th best rated offense, and I think everyone else who has one of the top 5 offenses is here, except for I don't know who I'd replace because Darnold has definitely earned the accolade of being a Pro Bowler for the first time in his career, right? So, and Jaden's had such a good year as a rookie. He also deserves to be there, right? And so does Jared Goff. It's just like, yeah, and Goff's fucking 14-2, as is Darnold. So I would probably remove Jaden and put Baker up there, mainly because Jaden will be there of several more times in his career. This is probably it for Sam Darnold. And Baker's been in the Pro Bowl, so I guess it's not that big a deal. But yeah, that's probably fine. Running back, Saquon Barkley is the starter. That's fair. Jahmyr Gibbs, good. Josh Jacobs, yeah, I can't really say anybody shouldn't have been here. Kind of feel bad for people like David Montgomery and Aaron Jones from Minnesota. Kyle Juszczyk is the fullback, pretty much the only one in the league. Wide receivers, you have Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra St. Brown as the 1-1. Then CeeDee Lamb and Scary Terry. Yeah, that adds up. I can't imagine a better set of 4 receivers for the NFC. Can't really have Jordan Addison. He's in some legal issues. Like he could be suspended pretty quick after the season ends, as soon as they start the legal process on him. They're waiting to do it till after the season ends. I hope you all know about that. Like he's going to miss a significant chunk of next season, Jordan Addison. Probably 6 games. And everybody, you may be saying, why? Yeah, pretty much, Mike. Well, and that's because Jordan Addison, I believe, was felony DUI, right? Like he was speeding, like a crazy number, like a felony times amount over the intoxication limit. It was like a terrible, terrible scene. He didn't crash or anything. He just got pulled over going real fast, and he was extremely drunk. Like he could be doing jail time. Most likely he won't, though, but he's going to probably get suspended for a long time. At least 4 games to start off next season. And since it was felony DUI, they may go with 6. Yeah. Not a lot of people know that, I feel like, that Jordan Addison's in big, big trouble next year. And the only reason his ass is not suspended right now is because the league waits until the legal process plays out before they punish players. So as soon as he gets charged and everything is finished and convicted and everything, then the NFL will strike and suspend. But for now, it's since it's a pending case, they refuse to do things until, because again, if someone's found innocent, then they're not going to do anything. Tight ends, George Kittle and Trey McBride. That makes sense. Laporta kind of had a down year until like the very end of the season. And Kittle's obviously off name recognition, and McBride's had a great year. So has 1 touchdown reception. Funniest stat all year. The offensive tackles are Lane Johnson and Penei Sewell. Makes sense. Then Tristan Wirfs. Makes sense. Those are some good players. Landon Dickerson, Tyler Smith. Oh, that's bullshit. And then Chris Lidstrom. That's what? Why not Zietler for the Lions? He's been very good. Frank Ragnow is a starter for the Lions. From the Lions is starting center. Cam Jurgens for the Eagles. These are all pretty solid. I do think that Zietler kind of got fucked over here. I don't really think Tyler Smith should be on there, but whatever. Defensive end, you have Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons. Makes sense. And then Rashawn Gary. Interior lineman, you have Jalen Carter and Dexter Lawrence, and then Vita Vea. Pretty much the only three that would make it. Outside linebacker, you have Jonathan Greenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, both from the Vikings. And then Jared Verse, the rookie. Good for him. Damn, he's had an impressive year. Then Fred Warner and Zach Bond for middle linebacker, inside linebacker. Corners, you have Jalen Johnson, Byron Murphy are the starters. Then J.C. Horn and Devin Witherspoon. Free safety, you have Xavier McKinney, which is weird. And then strong safety, Budda Baker and Brian Branch. Again, I'm not really too certain as to how Kirby Joseph, who's a better safety than Budda and Xavier, made it, but whatever. He's in trouble twice. What's the other thing he's in trouble for? Special teams. Andrew DePaola for the Minnesota Vikings is the long snapper. Jack Fox is the kicker or the punter. Place kicker is Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboys. Turpin is the returner, and Cotterell Hodge is the special teamer. Let's see. What do we got for snubs? Yeah, Patrick Mahomes didn't make it, by the way. If you didn't notice, Mahomes isn't on here. That's y'all's GOAT. Sheesh. Cooper DeJean, they're saying he was kind of a snub. I kind of agree. James Cook was snubbed. Kyron Williams, Jonnu Smith, Caden Ellis, Baker Mayfield, Brian Thomas Jr., Zach Allen, Kirby Joseph. Yeah, I don't know why the hell he was not held. For next gen stats, he's number 1 in target EPA, minus 55.3. EPA per target at minus 1.84. McKinney's at negative 0.75. And ball hawk rate, or the percentage of targets where the nearest defender made a play on the football via pass defended or in, 40%. The Lions defense might have become a sieve due to injury. You know what I mean? Like, he's the number 1 safety on every single safety stat in like metric, but it's like, what the fuck why isn't he the Pro Bowler then? He's arrested near LA International on suspicion of driving under the influence. Yeah, that was I think that was a felony DUI I was talking about. And then number 1 was Danielle Hunter, which I kind of agree with as well. He's had a very good year. No Christian Gonzalez though, huh? He's given up like no touchdowns all year, and they're just like, we don't know about no Christian Gonzalez. Everyone forgets about young Gonzo. That's okay. Let him sleep. Let him sleep. It's better for us to be doubted. Then next year, you guys won't even see it coming. The rise, the return. He was pulled over for speed and reckless driving. Yeah. Yeah, I know some of the specifics on it are pretty crazy. Tua and Tyreek Hill were also not a all-stars, or they weren't Pro Bowlers, which is very funny. You know, Tyreek Hill hates. You know how much? I wonder how much Tyreek Hill regrets leaving Kansas City. And do you think he's going to try to get there in the offseason? Do you think he's going to try and leave? Do you think he's like, fuck this, dude? What is this dog shit I'm dealing with? This fucking sucks. I should have never left. I'd have so many fucking Super Bowl rings right now. I'd have two. I'd have three of them bad boys. I'd be part of a dynasty. Instead, I'm playing with fucking Tua Tagovailoa. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. We might even hit 10 whole likes on this stream. Ooh. Fancy. I don't think the second Super Bowl is what made him regret. How many more? Because, yeah. It's the whole thing he's got to regret just, and over probably not that much money either. It's just like, damn, dude. Could have had it. By the way, if someone could leave a like, that would be helpful. If not, I hope somebody beats up your cat. Until we hit 10 likes, all of you are getting beat up cats. So you should pressure one another to drop one like. It's not super difficult. And then that third and maybe the fourth. Yeah, if they win again this year, yeah. If I was Tyreek Hill, I'd be beside myself if they won another one. Like, God fucking damn it! I would have been part of history. Now instead, I got a quarterback who misses most of the games because he's always got head problems. I'm getting fucking Snoop Huntley to throw me the football. This is bullshit. The reason why Addison wears number 3 is to honor Carson Palmer. Did Carson Palmer die? That's like a weird reason to like honor a player. It's just like, I really like Carson Palmer, so I wear number 3. Like, why? Why Carson Palmer? I don't know. I just really enjoyed him playing football, I suppose. No, it's just when you've got Tyreek Hill fucking throwing little slant passes and comebackers aren't really fun. Yeah, he was hitting him in stride. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, we're down to 2 people again. Damn it. Well, I think that's probably just the end. I don't think we're going to get any more people. It's been struggling along for a while now. Because he was the Heisman. Okay. I still don't know why. So he just honors Carson Palmer because Carson won a Heisman? That's weird. Why? Why would he care? Baker Mayfield won the Heisman. Why isn't he wearing number 17 or whatever to honor Baker? But that doesn't make any sense. There's been like 70 Heisman winners. Is he gay for Carson Palmer? That's the only thing I can get out of this lore, is that he's gay for Carson Palmer. And that's it. They didn't both. Well, I guess they both played at USC, I suppose. I guess there could be some connection to USC, but that's about it. I was trying to remember where Addison went to college. I was like, where the fuck did he go to school? I'm like, oh, yeah, he did go to SC, I suppose. Maybe him and Carson are closer or something. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. Addison went to Pitt before USC as well. And so I'm just confused on the I guess it's just the USC thing. Maybe Carson was big for him at SC. I don't know. At least we may hit 10 likes on the stream, so that's pretty good. Overall, we got about 50 views in like an hour and a half. That's a pretty good stream tonight. We'll do another like 10 minutes. I wanted to do an hour and a half tonight, so. Yeah, you're right, Laura. Max, you know a little bit more about college football than most. Is Ted McMillan any good, or is he basically just N'Keal Harry again? Because I've watched and I don't get it. Yeah, I'm like this is the same highlight reel as N'Keal, or is he more like a Mike Evans kind of big body physical type? Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, or is he going to be just like N'Keal? Because there's two types of that kind of like big body possession contested catch receiver. You could be like Mike Evans and Michael Thomas, or you could wind up like N'Keal Harry. Kind of afraid of contact, soft. I kind of get it, but then it's like, who is playing against? Who is he playing against? Is he only playing the slot? And is it working? Yeah, that's true. That's true. With Tet, McMillan is way better than Henry, just because he's more of a specimen. He's a guaranteed top 10 prospect. Well, that said, yeah, I know Harry was a borderline pick, but he also wasn't like a lowly thought of prospect either. N'Keal Harry wasn't. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential fool's gold with Tet, and I don't think we should draft him. Damn, still only at 9 likes. I think we'll get to 10. Somebody should drop a like, or else I don't know. They'll say Trump can't be president, and they'll make Kamala Harris the president. Yeah, and I don't think the Patriots should be in the business of drafting wide receivers anyway. I think that's bad business. If you're the Patriots, it's probably just smarter to go ahead and sign receivers at this point. Maybe sign some good receivers so you know what they look like for a while. And then you can draft players who are similar to those. If only. Yeah, that's true. We could just try like late round guys. See if that kind of like spurns our luck a little bit like it did with Edelman. Hey, we have 5 whole or 10 whole likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. I'm surprised the Kamala Harris throw worked. I'll keep that one in mind going forward. There'll be offensive linemen to pick in this draft. The issue is there isn't. I don't know if there's star offensive linemen in this draft. Like Will Campbell seems like he's going to be a star, but I don't know if he's a left tackle. He might be a right tackle. And Kevin Banks, I think there's fear that he's going to wind up being a guard at the next level. If I do, I have those two guys right. I think those two linemen are considered the best two. And one might be a right tackle, and the other might be a guard, I believe is the big worry. Both of them are. But I understand that Banks, with Campbell is the one from LSU, right? He's like 6'6", 6'7", though. So that's tackle size, but it's more right tackle size. Yeah, there's no Sewell, there's no Alt, there's no Slater, there's no Decker. Campbell could be pretty good. He's just got to put some size on. Yeah, Will Campbell. He's a little small, like weight-wise. I think that's the big problem. Like 330 or some shit. It's like, yeah, that's probably More than Banks. Is it because he's like smaller weight, like 320 or whatever? Again, their heights aren't ideal at 6'6" and shit like that. It's just yeah, like the weight of the guy is a little problematic. No, Mike, it's one guy's like 300, like Campbell's like 324 pounds. He's very light for a tackle. Like if he put on 40 or 50 pounds, he'd probably be a pretty solid fucking tackle. It's just like putting on that kind of weight might have severe impact on the athletic ability of the player. You know? To me, arms or whatever, I don't really care about that. My big issue is the weight. Weight is a problem for a tackle. You don't want a underweight tackle. That's you know. But I mean, you know what, Mike? Though we actually do need a left guard, so it's like, well, we actually need guards, so that works still. Because Cole is most likely going to play center going forward. Because we don't really know if Andrews is going to come back. He tore his rotator cuff, and it's like 50-50 on if he even wants to play anymore. I think he does. It sounds like he does. But he might switch over to guard, apparently. Oh, down to one person, it says. Is that actually true? Oh, yeah, the weird arm thing. Yeah, it's stupid as shit. It says one person, so looks like YouTube has decided the stream is coming to a close. They're like, all right, one person. Nope, 0. That's fun. It's a really easy, good way to grow your channel is when YouTube says no one's at your stream. It's like, nope, no one's here. No, we're back to 1. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here then. It's an hour and a half anyway. Appreciate everyone who came by and had a fun little stream. It was a good time tonight. Appreciate the people who came by and actually chatted and left a like and all that. It was a good time. Thank you for listening if you're just listening along, all one of you. Appreciate you, Mike. See you later, man. Have a happy new year. I can pretty much just say bye to you because you're the only one here. Everyone else is already gone. I guess Lore, too. He might still be here. I'm not too sure. But all right. Well, see you later, everyone. Have a good night. Go Lions, go Tigers. And, of course, it's always go Patriots. Best team in the league. No one could say otherwise. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Thanks. Fun stream.